Good morning, students. Welcome back to this data structure class again. Just recall whatever we have been discussing about the queue data structure in the last few classes. We defined it as a abstract data type in which the elements are processed in the first in, first out order. It can be implemented using array and a pointer, and we have already implemented queue using arrays. We have seen what are the challenges involved in implementing a queue. We adopted the method of circular queue, wherein we don't have to lose unnecessary space, and we can wrap it around to come to the beginning of the queue. That is how we implemented the queue as a circular queue. Then we started with the queue as a pointer concept, implemented using pointer. In the last class, we defined a queue as a queue class with two local variables f and r. F is a pointer for the first node of the queue. R is a pointer for the last node of the queue. And in this constructor, we initialize this front and rear. Then the operations to be performed in this queue are checking whether the queue is empty, whether it is full, and inserting a value into the queue, then removing a value from the queue and displaying the contents of the queue. So in the constructor, we set front is equal to null, rear is equal to null. So when both front and rear are null, an empty queue is created during the object declaration for the class queue type. Then checking empty. So when if the queue is empty means then the front will be pointing null. You can also check whether f is equal to null and the rear is equal to null. Then I want to check whether the queue is empty or not. How to know? Sorry, it should be full. It should be, make a correction, is full. Is full. So you will be storing the elements of the queue in a memory device. When the capacity of the memory device is full, you can claim that the queue is full. So we try to declare a pointer variable and we try to allocate a memory to a pointer variable. If the system could not allocate a memory variable to a pointer variable, we can claim that our data structure is full. That's what we did. So we declare a pointer variable t, then we try to allocate a memory to a pointer variable. If it is successful, then t would be pointing that memory area, otherwise t would be pointing null. So now you are checking if t is equal to null, then you say return 1, else return 0, else return 0. That's what we discussed in the last class. Now we shall see how to insert a value into the queue. Insert a value into the queue. What is the name of the function? Enqueue. Enqueue is available in which class? Queue type. What does it return? It returns void. So void queue type available in queue type containing enqueue. And what is the value you want to insert? You are going to insert an integer kind of value. So I can say int x. What are the things you should bear it in mind? You may try to insert into a empty queue. So the new node is going to be, the new value is going to be the only value if the queue is empty already. In that case, after inserting that element into the queue, my front should be pointing that new element. The rear also should point the new element. Okay. Then also the rear next should be pointing null. Front next is also should be pointing null. So before you inserting a value, you check whether the queue is empty or not. So if the queue is not empty and it is already existing means, if it is already existing means, then the new value can be inserted as a last value. The last value, the last node is already pointed by rear. Then you make the rear next to point the new node. Point the new node. After make it pointing it, then the rear will advance from the current node to the next new node. Then you set the rear node next as null. Always the rear next will be pointing null. So these are the things we are going to do it now. Okay. So in both the cases, whether the queue is empty already or whether the queue is existing, we need a empty node to contain the values of the new value and the new value x. There we will store it. So for that we need a pointer variable. I call it as node type star t. Okay. Then I create a empty node for that. So t equal to new node type. What happens? A dummy box like this will be created and it will be pointed by t. Then I get the value for the information area, that is this information area for the new box. So I set t reference info equal to already the value I am passing it. So that is x. T reference info is equal to x. And this new node is going to be the last node. So the last node, the next field will always point null. So here itself I said t reference next equal to null. T reference next is equal to null. Now I am checking whether the new element is going to be in a existing queue or it is going to be inserted into a empty queue. If it is going to be inserted into a empty queue and this will be the only node. So how to know whether the queue is empty or not? You see, we have a function here is empty. If f is equal to null, we can claim that the queue is empty. So we use that idea here. If f is equal to null, if f is equal to null, that is if the queue is empty, then the new node is going to be the only node in the nest. The new node is already pointed by t. The new node is already pointed by t. So what you set, f is equal to t, the value of t is given to f, and also rear is equal to t. Rear is equal to t. See, after inserting this empty node, after inserting this new node into the empty queue, both front and rear will be pointing the very same node. This ends including a new node, new value into a empty queue. Otherwise, else, that is, If the queue is not already empty, that is, it is existing means, if it is existing means, the new node is going to be the last node. Currently, the current last node is pointed by rear, or current node is pointed by rear. Look at this picture here. The current node in this picture, the front is pointing the first node, rear is pointing the last node. Here I am going to insert a new node. So maybe 9. I am going to insert means, then for this I create an empty box, and in this information area I get the value 9, and the rear should come from here to here. That is, current rear next is pointing null. You give the you make this current next, and sorry, rear next, to point the new node. Or that is, in this picture you see the rear next is pointing the new node. Then after making that connection, rear will move from here to here, advance it. How do you make it? This is rear next. When the value of the rear next is given to rear, since the rear next is pointing this new node, rear will move from here to here. Rear will move from here to here. That is the idea we are going to follow now. Else, that is, if the queue is existing, if the queue is existing. Rear reference next. Rear reference next is equal to what the new node is pointed by T. Okay. Rear reference next is equal to T. Then you make rear point the current last node. So rear equal to T. Rear is equal to T. That's all. We have successfully inserted a new node into the queue. Okay. This finishes the method for inserting a value into a queue. Here we took into consideration inserting a new value into a empty queue, inserting a new value into a existing queue. If it is existing, it will be inserted as a last node. Then the current next field of the next field of the current last node is pointing to the current new node. Then the rear will point the current new node. So with this we are finishing this enqueue operation. Now we go for the deletion, removing a value from the queue. You know that the values are removed from the queue only from the front. Okay, here also there are two cases. You remove a single element queue or remove a multi-element queue. If you are removing from a single element queue, that single element is currently pointed by front and rear. Front and rear. After removing that single element queue, you should ensure that the front and rear are pointing null. Otherwise, they will be pointing garbage. Then when you try to insert a value, you will get into a trouble. So after removing that single element queue, you should ensure that both front and rear are pointing null. Now, otherwise, if it is multi-element queue, then the current first node is pointed by front. Then you cannot simply delete the front node. If you do that, the link for the remaining nodes will get cut off. For that, you make an auxiliary connection to the first node, maybe using a pointer variable t. So you make both pointer variable t and the front are pointing the same node. Then you advance your front from current node to the next node. Look at this picture here, deletion operation. So this is the current node here. This is the current queue. You want to remove this particular node. You want to remove this particular node. Okay. remove this particular node means then you make the connection, auxiliary connection, you make the front move to the next node, then you remove that auxiliary node. That we are going to do it now. Now the return type is void. It is the function dq is available in the class q type dq, then int reference x, int reference x. Now, how do you know whether it is a single element queue? Single element queue. Okay, I need an auxiliary variable, so I make node type star t. Okay. Then how do you know it is a single element queue? If it is a single element queue means then front next is pointing null, rear next is pointing null. So that you see if front next is equal to null and rear next is equal to null. If front next is equal to null and rear next is equal to null, it is a single element queue. So before removing that, you display the contents of the queue. Cout front reference info, cout front reference info, then you set f is equal to null, rear is equal to null. F is equal to null, rear is equal to null, rear is equal to null. Else, if it is not a single element queue, if it is not a single element queue, else as I told you already, you make this auxiliary variable t pointing what f is pointing. That is, supply the value of f to t, else t is equal to front. T is equal to front. Then you advance the front to the next node. Next node is pointed by f next. So f is equal to f reference next. F is equal to f reference next. Before that, you display the contents of the first node. That is cout f reference info, f reference info, then f is equal to f reference next, then delete t, delete t. Now you see here we consider the case of single element queue. Here we are considering the multiple element queue. If it is a multiple element queue, then you supply the value of front to the auxiliary variable t. Then you display the contents, the value of the first node. Then you advance the first node to the next node. Okay, then delete that F. Okay, that is over. Now the first element gets deleted. In the queue, it gets deleted. Okay. Next, this is how you delete a value. Then you want to display the contents of that queue. You want to display the contents of that queue. So void the display function is available in the class queue type. Then what is the name of the function? Display. Okay, it is very simple function. You start from front up to the rear. You display the contents. So further you make auxiliary variable no type star t. Then you start from the front. So front is the first node is pointed by front. So you supply the value of front to t, front to t. Okay, while t while t not equal to null, while t not equal to null, you display the values of the info field. You display the values of info field. Cout t reference info. Cout t reference info. Then you move the t to the next node. The next node is pointed by t next. So t is equal to t reference next. Then you finish it off. What happens currently? Look at this picture for our example. I want to display this value. So front is pointing the first node having the value 1. Rear is pointing the last node having the value 9. Then I create one more variable t and give the value of front to the t. Now both t and front are pointing the same node, and this is front info, otherwise t info, both are same. Okay, then after displaying this, the t should come here. So this is pointed by, this is t next. The t next is pointing this node. The value of t next is given to t. So first of all, I check whether t is not equal to null. While t not equal to null, what I do? I t reference info 1 is displayed. Then t next is given to t. So t next is pointing this node. So my t will move from here to this node. So again I display t info 7 is displayed. Then t next is given to t. T next is pointing the node having 3. So t will move here. Like this, t will traverse from here to here. How long it is allowed to traverse? As long as t is pointing null. Here at one stage t will be pointing here. Then this is t next. When the value of t next is given to t, the t next is pointing null. So t will be pointing null. So at that stage I terminate the loop. When the loop got terminated, I would have displayed the value 1, 7, 3, 4, 2, 6, 5, 9. That is the logic we have implemented here. So the auxiliary node t, the value of front is given to t, while t is not equal to null, display the t info. Then the next node is given to t. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay. So we have implemented basic operations. Then how we are going to incorporate, how we are going to call these functions in the main method, that we will see in the next class.